Hi, everyone. I'm going to give it just a few seconds while people are still joining here. All right, well, hello, everyone. My name is Jamie Reed. I'm with Oracle Applications and Technology Users Group. I'm the education specialist. I'm thrilled to welcome you all to today's session, Simplifying Enterprise Integrations with Oracle Integration Cloud, hosted by DataVale. Thank you so much for your partnership. We appreciate it. Before we delve into the session, let me provide a brief introduction to OA2G, especially for those who may be new to our programming. OA2G is a community of Oracle users and consultants dedicated to offering education, networking, and support to our members. OA2G is always looking for great volunteers. If you're already a member of OA2G and looking to get involved, feel free to contact us. I'd also like to highlight Ascend 2024, our annual users conference set to take place at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas from June 17th to the 20th. Today is the last day to register with the early bird rate. So if you haven't already registered, make sure you log on and do that today. A quick reminder for today's webinar, participants will be on mute throughout the session. However, you are encouraged to send your questions at any time through the questions box. The session is being recorded, and both the recording and the slide deck will be available to OA2G members in the knowledge base within 48 hours. You'll find links for our upcoming events, knowledge base, and more information about joining OA2G in the chat area shortly. Now, without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to our speaker, Nishant Sinha with DataVale. Thank you so much for presenting. You can take it away.
Thanks, Dana. Thanks, Jamie. Welcome, everyone, to this presentation. Before I go into the details of the subject, I would like to take a brief moment from all of you and introduce myself. I have been working in the area of Oracle Cloud ERP and Oracle ERP earlier for the last 17 plus years. And the overall career that I have is split into two major portions. I was with Oracle doing Oracle product development for the first 50% of my career, and the latest 50%, the last 50% of my career is where I'm doing Oracle Cloud ERP consulting, where I'm helping customers modernize, optimize, and transform their ERP. So having said that, let me quickly move forward to the agenda of the discussion today. So, and when we talk about agenda, let me just be clear, like Jamie has already mentioned, I'm the only, please keep your questions with yourself, and you can keep typing in the box, and all of those would be answered at the end, just for the sake of maintaining the continuity of the, the flow of the session. So I'll take all these questions at the end. So this is how the next 45-50 minutes of all of us is going to be. I will quickly introduce OIC to you, and then introduce the OIC capabilities, its features, and what all OIC brings with itself. Then I will touch base a little bit about adapters, which is a powerful feature within OIC, and integrations, like how OIC can help, we can leverage these together. I will walk you through a couple of use cases so that you can understand how what different challenges with multiple systems into an opportunity, knowing the features of OIC. And then some of the things which are very important for us, I will also want to, let you understand what all the exception handling and security features that OIC provides, because that is one of the most important things all of us think about, when we think about designing a complex system architecture. And towards the end, we will see what are some of the common pitfalls or don'ts, and then some of the common best practices that we have. And then I will also be providing link for most of the things that I'm going to talk about, so that you don't need to worry about losing the content. And this presentation is also going to be shared with you. And towards the end, I will try finishing the presentation in next 45-50 minutes so that I'll be able to give you some time to ask your questions. And your questions can also be taken later on as well. So let's get started on the topic. Who are the real target audience for this webinar right now? So if you are a business leader who is responsible for the cloud journey of your organization, you are the one who is responsible for, the modernization and optimization, whether it is infrastructure upgrade or whatever kind of modernization you are talking about. If you are one of those persons, and this webinar is a good fit for you, because you will get insights into how OIC can be a powerful tool in your kitty when you think about the future architecture of your system. If you are an implementer, or you are a technical architect, even a functional architect, functional lead, or a technical lead, working on cloud implementations, cloud ERP implementations, this is going to serve a lot of purpose to you, because you will be getting familiarized with a lot of the ways you can start leveraging the power of OIC, and that way simplifying some of the complex discussions which you might have with your customers when you talk to them about their modernization. So in this session, we are going to go into a little bit details of OIC platform, and we are going to go into seeing the use case a little bit into detail, a little bit. We'll go one or two layers deeper. We may not be able to go to the the minutest possible layer, but we will try going as deep as possible, provided the time supports us. So one of the focus that I'm going to have in the next 40-45 minutes with you guys is to focus on exposing you on the possibilities, the limitless possibilities, what I say, that OIC provides. So this is partly going to be theoretical, but mostly going to be focused on exposing you to everything within OIC. So, if you want to know about which version of OIC is there today, what is different between version 1 and version 2, what is the latest version, what is supported in this version, what was not supported in the previous version, all this like theoretical factual information. There are a lot of ways I can guide you how to go and figure out those things, but that is not my agenda right now. My agenda today is not to be school academic classroom oriented teaching. My agenda today is to expose you what OIC can really do. So I will be focusing on the power packed features of OIC, which can really help you in designing real life complex system integrations. So having said this, let's move forward. Let's start basic journey that all of us must have gone through multiple times. So whenever you talk about transformation of an enterprise, and you talk about modernizing your whatever system you have today to Oracle Cloud applications, so there are multiple areas that you think about. I'm not saying these are the only four areas: the infrastructure, the applications, the data, and the security. So not only these four, there could be many, but these four are the key areas that you think about. How do you manage your infrastructure? What happens to the applications? Multiple applications, multiple systems, then how the data flows, what happens to the data, how do you maintain the sanity of your data, and then the security, right? So these are some of the key concerns that we have, in addition to like several, based on the situation we will have. And then one of the another key things that you think about is, when you think about the application, let us say you have sorted your infrastructure, you have sorted your data security. Now then you think about applications. How do I go live? One of the biggest questions nowadays in the world of cloud, right? How do you go live? Because the requirements are not getting frozen, and the time is limited. The balancing act of time, scope, and the cost. How do you do that? So several approaches, right? You may go big bang, you may take a staggered phase wise. Multiple go lives is what I see nowadays, very popular in the industry. And then one of the most common trends is the coexistence, where you take part of your system to the modern Oracle applications, cloud applications. A part of that continues to stay in whatever system you're using today for several benefits that you see. And this is also one of the very popular trends that I have seen in the industry, and I have separate presentations in OAT UG on the coexistence, especially from the HCM area. So what you see, no. So this is a typical discussion which happens when you talk about the transformation of an enterprise. This is the maybe the first few days of discussion that you have. How do you go? How do you plan? And all those things. Regardless of whatever is the outcome of your discussion, whatever decisions you take, whatever approach you take, whether you go to OCI or you go to any other cloud, how do you modernize your infrastructure, how do you modernize your application, regardless of anything that you may be having, what you end up with, this is what is my experience. When you look at the current uh, system footprint, the current system that customer has been using, and just look at this, note this point. We are talking about modernizing legacy ERP, so which means that this ERP has been with the customer for several years. Customer had been like, maybe using, like I recently finished up modernizing, transforming one of the ERPs which was with the customer for last 18 years. They're on a old ERP, legacy ERP. And when you go and start digging different holes and try to bring everything on the table, what is there, you come out with a very complex network of systems where not you will not be even able to find a person in the customer's company who knows about all the systems. It's very difficult. Systems are implemented for a specific purpose. The purpose might have died, but the system continues to exist, continues to receive data, send data, and the person who implemented is no more there, and whatever, like that could be a very complex system of systems. So that becomes actually a system of systems. There are multiple systems that are interacting with each other. You have to worry about several things. You need to worry about security. You need to make sure the data is correct. You also need to make sure your future architecture uh, is available. Have so many things to talk about. You in front of you see several systems, several systems talking to each other. Some are like some are like on-prem. Some of them are like see but not very useful. Somewhere like very useful, but they're on a very rickety system. Like this may be one only challenge. Again, there are several challenges when we talk about transformation, but when because I'm trying to keep the discussion in the scope of this subject, so in that case I'm just talking about the multiple systems and the integration. So this comes to be like kind of a uh, kind of a very complex in front of you, and at that point of time, even though
Nishant,
you are one of the best architects, you have designed several systems, you have to scratch your head to really find what is the best way to move forward systems which are interacting with each other and kids sometimes. So to these kind of confusions, this industry facing this question whenever it comes to modernizing a legacy system. And at this point of time, what has really helped me is Oracle Integration Cloud. So Oracle Integration Cloud, I think is, or I have experienced, not only I think, I have really experienced, is a powerful tool which helps you connect to multiple systems. So I'll bring you to the use case, of course, but before that, let us spend a minute and try seeing, like, how, what are the features, like what all OIC can really do and how it works. So if you see in the Oracle Cloud, in the area of Oracle Cloud, you may have multiple Oracle Cloud products. Like you can see, we are talking about Oracle Fusion applications, the ERP, the HCM, the CX. We are talking about the other product, the big machines, the responses, Liqua, all of them, all the Oracle SaaS applications which are available to you in Oracle Cloud. And then you have the Oracle Integration Cloud Service, which is the PaaS product available, again from Oracle Cloud. Now, this OIC at one hand is capable of talking to all of these Oracle SaaS products, number one. This Oracle Integration Cloud is capable of talking to multiple third-party clouds, different systems which are on cloud. It could be like, there are many, like, Salesforce, Jira, like whatever you need, SAP, like, there are multiple third-party clouds which are available through which, you can talk to those via Oracle Integration Cloud. And then you also will be able to talk to all the on-prem systems. So, if you pause for a moment right now and see whatever complex footprint, the existing footprint, the existing state of the customer you have seen in front of you, they all can be broadly classified into an on-prem system and cloud system.
Nishant, there seems to be some audio issues.
A
You
system
keep
cloud
cutting.
and a system which is on-prem.
Nishant,
Which is on
I'm
prem.
not sure if you can hear
And
me, but
then you
there's
have
some
the Oracle
audio
Modern
issues.
Cloud applications, which are all SaaS products. So Oracle Integration Cloud can easily connect to Oracle SaaS products, SaaS applications. It gives you a seamless integration with all the Oracle third-party, not Oracle, like all the third-party cloud systems. Yeah.
Nishant, can you hear me?
Are you facing an audio problem?
Yes, there is a bit of an audio problem. You keep going in and out.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Is it better by any chance, Jamie?
Right then it was, but right before it wasn't. I would just say keep going and let's see if it.
Give me a second. This is sad. I'm just trying to get better, Jamie. Give me a second, okay?
Okay.
Is it better now? No?
Yeah, it seems to be okay right now.
And I can also do one thing. Give me a second. Maybe I will change my network. I'm sorry for this confusion. I don't know why it was like all well till now. So
Yeah, it seems to be better now. So
okay, now it should be like really good, I think. Jamie, please tell me, how do you feel?
yes, it's good.
Jamie?
Yes, the audio is good.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you. And I'm sorry, I don't know why, Jamie, we were talking just before and the audio was good. I'm sorry for this. Like, I don't know why this issue came, but let's proceed. I'm going to share my screen back and hope my screen is visible to everyone. All right. So yeah, so I was talking about how Oracle can help you connect to all the Oracle SaaS applications. It can also help you connect to different third-party applications on cloud, and it can also help you connect to variety of on-premise systems, whether it is our own Oracle EBS or any other on-prem legacy system on whatever infrastructure it may be in. So that way, Oracle Integration Cloud offers you a very comprehensive way of the ability to design the future architecture for your system. Now let's go and go a little more deeper. I wish I had the time to go very detailed, but let us go at least to this level, one level down here. So towards your right, you see Oracle SaaS Cloud. Now, to limit the scope for the sake of this webinar, let us assume that we will only be talking about Oracle SaaS Cloud. However, it will be valid for any SaaS cloud, not only Oracle SaaS Cloud. So when you look at Oracle SaaS Cloud, you have your applications. You have ERP, you have supply chain, you have HCM, you can have like PPM, you can have like procurement, like whatever SaaS products you want to use in your company. So this is the thing. Then you have multiple tools which help you integrate and communicate with the outside world. So like you have HDLs for HR side, the FBDI for the ERP side, you have bulk data extract systems, you have BI publisher reports, you have a bunch of REST and SOAP APIs, you have business events, you have Atom feeds, like multiple ways you can get the data in and send the data out and interact and communicate with other systems. And then you have UCM, the content manager, where you can get the data and play with the data, modify it, and all of those. So and UCM helps a lot when we try automating our integrations with other systems. So this one side, the right side, the yellow side is your SaaS product. In the mid, you can see that we have the Oracle Integration Cloud Platform. Now, this is the real powerful thing that we are going to talk about. What does it provide? Now, there's going to be a little technical, but it gives you a lot of things. It gives you inbound capability. Now, it gives you the capability of inbound and outbound interfaces. It gives you a lot of adapters. It gives you agents. It gives you a visual builder where you can go and drag and drop and create your own applications. It gives you a file server. Like it gives you seamless connectivity with on-prem applications, with any database. Like you have a database, let's say you have an EBS database, or you have a SQL server, or like whatever database you have, you can really use it as if it is within the OIC. It can be like the first time integration, the configuration may be a little bit of an effort, but after that it's like really available as if the tables in your database are available right there within OIC. So these kind of capabilities are available in the OIC world. When you get into the world of OIC, and these things help you connect to like different applications. So now you are talking about file transfers. You're talking about point-to-point integrations. You're talking about talking to different on-prem applications. You are talking about cloud applications, different cloud applications. Oracle OIC has inbuilt connections to most of the known Oracle cloud systems today in the world. So you can like just think of OIC as a big platform which can seamlessly connect to multiple systems at the same time and help you design your system architecture, the future architecture of your system of your enterprise. So that is what OIC gives you. Now, having said this, I will pause for a few seconds so that if you have questions, you can type. I'll be pausing for say 10 seconds. You can type in your questions and then I will go to the next slide. All right. So now when we talk about the key features, so the key features of OIC include the integrations, right? So OIC can give you a variety of way through which you can create your integrations. I'll be talking about the integration patterns in a while, the different types of integration patterns that OIC provides you. OIC comes with pre-built adapters, and Oracle keeps on increasing these pre-built adapters. Pre-built adapters are like, you can say that, the adapter is nothing but a pre-built connection kind of thing, which is available, through which you will be very easily, by giving the minimum details, you will be easily able to connect to another system and be able to perform all the operations. So for example, let us say in your business requirement, there is a scenario that ticket needs to be created in a ticketing tool, for example, Jira. So let us say you have a requirement that whenever a resource gets onboarded into my system, a ticket has to be created, and a Jira ticket has to be created, and then that ticket will be picked up by the IT team and the HR team and like whatnot, and they will process it. Let us say a simple thing. So Oracle provides you a Jira adapter. You can use the Jira adapter. Once you are able to establish the connection using Jira adapter from OIC, you will be able to perform all the operations on Jira right from your OIC, as if you are using Jira manually, like creating a ticket, updating a ticket, escalating a ticket, assigning a ticket, like lot of operations, like as if you are manually using that tool. So these adapters are very, very powerful, and we will see a little bit later also about adapters. And this is a continuous list which Oracle keeps on increasing. So that is about adapters. There is process automation, which is available through OIC, visual development. So one of the things that OIC offers is, a really web-based drag and drop uh, design of your integrations. So you don't need to go and do a lot of coding yourself. You can just suppose you want to get some data from your database, convert it into a file, and distribute that file to an SFTP and also to an email, for example, all in one go. You can do it visually, right? Really, by writing almost no code or low code. So OIC provides you that feature, so that makes it very easy. The uptake the uptake of OIC, or getting to OIC becomes very easy. Even I have seen people who are not very technical, but they have little bit knack about the technical stuff, being very effective OIC consultants, being able to use OIC. And then the monitoring and analytics, so very important. We all know, like, if you have a lot of integrations running, then you need a lot of monitoring to happen, then the proper notification has to go, like whatnot. So that is available. I'm not talking a lot about exception handling right now, because I will be talking about exception handling. I have a special section to talk about exception handling, but OIC has a very strong exception handling as well. When we talk about security, now security, OIC supports all types of security. Like you want encryption to be implemented, authentication, like OA auth, like whatever you need. OIC offers you a very robust security mechanism. And we are going to talk about security again a little bit, because security is again one of the key things that I wanted to talk about, and we will be talking about it in the coming slides. Then nowadays there is a lot of focus on DevOps and CI/CD. Yes, OIC allows you to do that. In our world of ERP, this is not that popular, but I understand that DevOps and CI/CD is something which is very popular, where you need fast development stuff. So OIC has capability to do that. Or OIC allows a cloud and on-prem system to communicate, talk, integrate with each other, as if there is no gap between these two, So what we call as a seamless integration. So when a cloud integration, cloud application and an on-prem application are talking, with the help of OIC, they talk as if both are sitting next to each other and both are like there's no difference. Then API management, multi-cloud support, we have talked about this, and we will see about it in the coming slides as well. But OIC has a very strong support for APIs and as well as multi-cloud. So these are some of the features of OIC. But I wanted to talk about OIC adapters. I gave an example how you can use OIC adapter for Jira. Similarly, let us say you want to load data. Let us say your invoices are coming from somewhere, and you want to load these invoices into your Oracle applications, Oracle ERP applications. There is an adapter for that. If you want to, let us say all your employees, your HRIS is in Oracle, and a part of your HRIS is in SAP, and a part of your HRIS is in Workday. And I'm not joking. I have seen organizations like this having 3 different HRIS systems for different, business verticals. But end of the day, they want to run their payroll in one system. They don't want to run 3 different payrolls. So OIC can help you do that, because OIC can connect to all the different ERPs. It has adapters for all of them, and then it also has capability to connect to ECC, where you can go and do your payroll for SAP. So multiple things, SFTP, you have integration with Microsoft Office, social media, like so many things. And you know what, when I gave one of my presentations related to OIC, I think like 5 months or 6 months back, I saw that time they were like close to 60, 58 or some number of adapters. And I checked yesterday when I was preparing for this one, and we have 101 pre-built adapters. So the good part, the best part about this is that these adapters, which are like kind of pre-built connections or pre-built, pre-built connections, basically a very easy way to connect to multiple systems. These adapters, when we talk about these adapters are increasing, like Oracle is increasing these adapters every few months. So it is getting enhanced. So that way your capabilities are really becoming more and more. Now, we have talked about adapters, which are an easy way to connect to multiple systems. Now, let us come to integration patterns, because adapters are a way to connect, but integration pattern is how do you connect, what is your design? So OIC has 6 different integration patterns which are available today. The most commonly used one is scheduled integration, where you can really go and create an integration on a schedule based on your requirements, and that integration can trigger on its own based on whatever schedule you have done. And then it of course comes with all the monitoring, logging, error notification, retry, recovery, all of those things automatically. It comes with all of that. Then you have event-based integrations, app-driven integrations. If you want only a file transfer, you want only basic routing, if you want to publish or subscribe to OIC information, all of these are available. But what I've seen is the most common ones which are used today are scheduled integrations and app-driven integrations, which are like business event-based integrations. And again, when we talk about business events, we have to be knowing that Oracle has a list of business events today. which is available publicly. All the documentation. The best part about Oracle SAS and Oracle PaaS is that the documentation is very easily and comfortably open to all available. You don't need to worry about, how do I find the list of business events? No, it's not complex. And those number of events, the list of events, again, Oracle is working to enhance the list and add more and more of events to that list. With this, I think I needed, before I proceed to the next step, I just wanted to cover this topic, this when we design our systems, So this may sound a little bit theoretical here, and I will not take a lot of time, but we just really need to know that there are two different kinds of integrations. When you work on a design, when you have to think about, you will be thinking about two different types of integrations, like, and they are nothing but very simple, synchronous and asynchronous integrations. Sometimes you may need a synchronous one. What the synchronous integration is a type of integration where a client waits for a response after asking for, after submitting the request, and the server the server processes the request and then responds back to the client, and only then that integration is complete. So basically, you are just waiting for your request to be completed, processed, and responded, and you take the response and then you finish the integration. That is a synchronous integration. And we typically use these kind of integrations where we need an immediate response. For example, very simple, you need a data to display to the user. For example, user has clicked on something, some link, and you need the data to be displayed on his screen. So you definitely cannot just send your request and then go and do something else. You have to wait and get the response back from the server and then display that data on the screen. And these are very simple integrations design. Asynchronous integrations. Asynchronous integrations are opposite of what synchronous integrations are. Synchronous integrations are integrations, where the client waits for the server to respond. In asynchronous integration, the client goes, submits the request, creates a request, and does not wait. It can use its time to do something else. Typically used where there might be a lot of delay in processing your request, and you may need to create batches of large batches of data to be processed. So maybe like where you don't think that you really need to wait for it. So for example, let's say there is a user clicks on a button, and then a large amount of data has to be exported and then sent to some file server. So you really don't need to wait and just like spend next 10 minutes just watching. You can just go ahead, submit the request to the server, and then your work is done. The thread comes back and is free to do something else while the server keeps on processing the request and submits the data to the file server, whatever design. So this is an asynchronous integration. OIC supports both, by the way. OIC has capability to give you both the features. And when you design your system architecture, when you work on your use case, when you create the future state for your organization or your customer, at that point of time, you should be very mindful whether you are going to use a synchronous integration or an asynchronous integration. By default, try using an asynchronous integration. No, I'm not biased for asynchronous integration. I'm just saying it as a best practice because that frees up your request, frees up your resources. So by default, try designing an asynchronous integration, but it's not always possible. Wherever the use case demands, you have to design a synchronous one. So take care of it. So this is important, and we will see more of it going forward in next few slides. So this brings me to a use case. I have already talked about a lot of uh, part of it theoretically, given you exposure to the capabilities of OIC. We have talked about adapters, we have talked about integration patterns. We have seen, how OIC can help you simplify your, on the footprint of the customer or your organization. But let us see now all of the same thing via some use cases. So point-to-point integrations. So OIC can help you design multiple point-to-point integrations. For example, like, if your onboarding happens in one system and your HRIS is another system, you just want one integration to happen, notify my HRIS, this has happened, some write backs happening, some callbacks happening, all of those will qualify as a point-to-point integration. Now, in the interest of time, I will not go into detail of each of these, but you can do that. These are the different things. If you have to design custom applications, OIC gives you enormous possibilities. And like really, I am going to briefly touch two of the custom applications that I have myself designed, like our company as Datawhale we have designed already. And these two are just like examples, like we have done several, but these two are like examples. So there was a third party retail invoice management system, and where the retail was happening, the sales was happening, and then all the invoices that were getting created needed to be created in Oracle Financials as well, Oracle ERP, Cloud ERP as well. But the invoices that were coming now, here we could have easily leveraged the capabilities of OIC, and without creating a custom application, we would have easily mapped the data from application one, which was the third-party retail invoice management system, and then we would have created that in Oracle, without the need of custom app development. However, in our case, there was a very specific requirement for that particular organization, where they wanted to get all the invoices visually to be available to the accountant in mid, and do some modifications on the taxes on those invoices, and then only be able to push those invoices to Oracle. So there was a requirement to have a screen in between and some reporting, some user actions to be allowed. So that is why we developed a custom application here, all using OIC, and how OIC helped us. So we can talk about this detail maybe in a different session, but this was like quite easily possible. We did another one. Our customers had 800 suppliers. One of our customers in the North America region had 800 plus suppliers, and they wanted a supplier self-service tool with very unique requirements, which could help them manage their suppliers, manage the supplier invoices, and of course be able to save the licenses, because now although 800 plus suppliers would use this custom application and not their Oracle Cloud ERP application directly. However, in the backend, all of that, whatever is being allowed and whatever is being transacted in this custom application was also happening in, the replicated in Oracle ERP Cloud. So this custom application was also developed using OIC as the core integration platform. And there are several applications. Uh, I am taking one of the examples, which is very popular nowadays. And this example, the coexistence one that I'm going to take right now, and going to a little bit more into detail of it. Let me take a look at the time. Okay. So I'm going to go a little bit more of detail into it. And this should be able to cover a lot of other parts as well. Okay. And in case you need uh, to discuss more about how to design a custom application or what are the possibilities, do reach out to me and our team, and we will get back to you and discuss more in detail about that. But for today's discussion, I'm going to take the detailed use case of this coexistence. In this coexistence that I'm going to take talk today, we have the HRIS getting migrated to Oracle, the modern Oracle Cloud SCM applications. Your time and attendance goes to a third-party application. Your payroll goes to ADP, and then you have more than 25 more than 25 third-party systems which are interacting for different purposes, you know. So now you can imagine the complexity, because now just for a simple thing like your payroll to run, you need your worker information, which comes from Oracle now because your HRIS is Oracle. You need your time and attendance, which is a third-party system, and maybe multiple third-party systems. You know, if your operations are in different countries or different locations, or maybe different business units, different verticals, you may have a different third-party system. You know, then your benefits in compensation data coming from different sources. You know, and then you have multiple other systems. You have your IDMS in place. You have your like like different system like ticketing tool. You will have your learning management tool. You may be having several recruitment tools, maybe several talent tools, which are still there in your system. And I'm talking only limited within the HCM, the HR part of the business. Finance will have similar complexity. Your supply chain will have similar complexity. So like, so many possibilities, and then how Oracle can help you do that. So you see this this diagram. Now, what it basically does is, if you see, I have taken the Oracle SCM Cloud, and then at the center, for the sake of our example, the use case, and then if you can see, this is covered from 3 different sites, like all the different sites basically, and it covered via OIC, Oracle Integration Cloud, or the integration layer covers it from different sites, and it allows you to integrate with different kinds of systems. So your SCM cloud can interact with ERP cloud, it can interact with the EPM cloud, it is interacting with your MDM solutions, it is interacting with your time and attendance solution, it is interacting with, like I said, ADP as your payroll, it has, your security IDMS tool is there, your licensing and user provisioning is happening in Active Directory, you have benefit providers, your feed is going to that place, you have Jira, you have Outlook, like you can have n number of applications, and multiple flavors to it. But all of this is possible via different adapters, different agents, different APIs, different way of connections possible via OIC. All of the you can put all your modern application, the cloud application, in a cell and cover that cell with OIC, and then allow OIC to integrate with all the different things. So there's just a very I'm not having enough time to go into detail of how each integration has been designed. But what I'm trying to show you via this slide is that it is quite easily possible to convert a very complex footprint into a simple future state architecture where everyone understands how things are going to work in the future. And the other diagram is for another use case, similar but more complex, multiple more systems, multiple on-prem systems, multiple cloud systems, multiple vendors, Oracle systems, whatnot. So now again, in this diagram also, you can see that the OIC layer covers it from all the sides and allows you to interact with different systems. Now the way of interacting will be different. You will be using several adapters, you will be using agents, you will be using APIs, you will be using SFTP reports, like email distribution, notification, whatnot. Like, you'll be using like different possibilities which are there. But what you need to understand, like my intention to bring you to these 2 diagrams is not to showcase like, how complex systems I have done or our company does. What I'm trying to show you through this is expose or bring to your notice to this is via this is the possibilities, the limitless possibilities that OIC brings. You can really work on a simple point-to-point integration or a medium complexity architecture or a heavy complexity architecture. All of that is possible. OIC behaves very seamless in all of those. Okay, so now in the interest of time, I will quickly jump to the last few topics that I have. I want to talk about exception handling. All of this presentation is anyway going to be circulated, so you will be able to get this content to you. But when it comes to exception handling, you should know at a high level that OIC has the best in the industry exception handling available with everything: the error notification, automatic error recovery, the logging, the debugging. Uh, all of that is possible and available and easily available. But what I want to talk to you a little bit in by spending a couple of minutes is the uh, global fault handler, about the global fault handler and the scope handler. Like, so what happens that whenever you design an integration, there is an ability that Oracle OIC provides to you that uh, when your integration is running and anything happens to the integration, like maybe there's a network failure, the SFTP where you are trying to read or write is not available, there's a failure at the other side, the file which you are expecting has not arrived, and OIC is not able to read the file, or like any kind of error, your authentication has failed, whatever. The OIC not only is able to capture that fault, but also will be able to tell you in detail on which node of your integration that error has happened. So what I really mean is, let's say you have 5 steps, there are 5 different nodes in your integration, step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the error happens at step 4, OIC will be exactly able to point you that step number 4 is creating this error, and then it sends you a notification. And the scope level fault handler is fine, like we all know, like which is all at the data level. So if you come from on-prem background, then if you remember those interface tables where you used to create the error flag, error code, and error message, so those kind of things can easily be done as well. So, and it gives you logging, monitoring, reports, analytics on top of it, testing, debugging capabilities. Security, different kinds of security, like whatever you need, authentication, authorization. You can, I briefly touched in the beginning, various kinds of authentication mechanism, like, if you want to have username password based, you want to use OAuth, you want to use tokens, like any kind of authentication authorization you have seen is OIC supports that. Data encryption, you want to encrypt your file. Identity management, OIC gives you seamless integration with the different identity management systems. You want to implement SSO, go ahead and do it. OIC is ready. All the auditing, logging, different compliance certifications, all of this is very, very possible with OIC. So if what I'm trying to highlight by this security thing is, all of you can read about it in detail and get back to me if you need more details. We can have a separate discussion. But what I'm trying to highlight is that the security that OIC provides to your data, to the roles, all of that is robust and best in the industry. The exception handling is very strong and best in the industry. So you'll be able to use it. It helps you a lot when you actually design your integrations. When you get an error and you want to make sure that the message is circulated right on time with all the required details to the right people, OIC can give you, like, and the basic things like lookups and all. Of course, like most of the tools provide that, OIC also provides that, so you can use the lookups to also easily be able to create where to send the messages and all those things. Now that brings me to the common do's and don'ts, or what we should not be doing or what we should be avoiding. So The link on this slide will take you the detail of all these points, but let me quickly touch a couple of them. Chatty integrations with chat, talk to each other. I am talking to you, you're talking to me, then again I talk to you, again you talk to me. These kind of integrations consume a lot of resources. We should be try to avoid it. Schedule jobs, like you schedule a job and then ask it to read a huge amount of data line by line, record by record, and then that never ends, like just keeps on going on and on and on. Try different approaches, try avoiding that. We talked about synchronous integrations, you remember. Synchronous integrations are those where the client is waiting for the server to respond. At that point of time, if that integration is doing too much of work, then your client is still waiting. So it just delays everything. It just gets stuck. So like this, there are multiple things. Like one of the common things I see is too many connections in an integration. So this is a developer mindset. When a developer does it, they create their own integrations for minor changes here and there, and a new integration is created. Try avoiding these things. Try keeping the connections whatever you need, and not creating too many connections within the integration. And you can of course read those things. So all of this, how this can create a problem, like how a chatty integration, what is a chatty integration, how chatty integration creates problem for you, how it is an anti-pattern, and then what is the way to avoid it, and what is the best practice for that. All of this is available in the link which I have given to you at the bottom of this slide. Best practices. Now again, avoid too many schedule integrations. Synchronous integrations. Now by now I've covered this topic in detail. Synchronous integrations. If you call a synchronous integration, and within that synchronous integration, if you call a scheduled integration, which is calling a asynchronous way, so this is an anti-pattern. Like basically you are creating a deadlock in your system. So try avoiding those things. Whenever it is possible, whenever you have a long running or a time consuming integration, then design it as an asynchronous flow. Then whenever you are doing a synchronous integration, create timeouts. All of these things, these are all common sense things, but sometimes we do miss these things in the event of in the pursuit of getting the best for our system. So just avoid these things. I wanted to serve this slide as a reminder to you what to do and what not to do, and the links are there to cover these topics in detail. You can go through those and get back to me for further questions. Having said that, I will stop by and hand it over to Jamie. I'm sure we will have questions, so we can take those. And Jamie, it's over to you, and I'll stop.
Yeah, you actually have a number of questions. So if we don't get through all of these, what I can do is send them to you in a spreadsheet, and then we can post them in the knowledge base, or you can get back with people separately.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
You may have answered some of these. Let's see, can you explain how OIC integrates to RPA automation?
Okay, what are the other? Can you read 2 or 3 questions so that I can cover like a couple of them? We have very less time, so I will try covering a couple of them in one go.
Yeah, if you open the questions box, you'll be able to see those too, to see if there's some that, could be answered together.
Okay. Okay.
Some of these are kind of long.
Okay. So the only problem I see is that it is very small. So how do I make it big is?
Yep, there should be a little box with an arrow in the corner. If you click on that, it brings it out into the main screen.
Okay, yeah. So someone is asking that we are planning to move Core HR on-prem to Oracle Cloud, keep all the modules on-prem for time being. We'll move those to in phase manner. My question is how OIC can help us to transfer the cloud core HR data to EBS on-prem, a setup configuration, different corners for that other model. Okay, so this is a classic case of a coexistence. So thanks, Troy, for asking this question. and I have already covered a separate webinar on how do systems can coexist, especially in this case, the question you have asked about HCM, modernizing your HCM application and going to, Oracle Cloud application, SCM Cloud applications, how do you coexist? There is a separate webinar. You can refer to Datawell knowledge base and also ATUG knowledge base. You will be able to find it. And don't hesitate to send me an email. My email is right there in the slide deck that will be given to you. All right, so all of the coexistence ones, like whoever is having a question on like how do I coexist using OIC, please refer to it. Already a webinar is in place and reach out to me. I will share the link if you need to.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. If you said something.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to answer the coexistence. What I
Oh,
was telling that we already did couple of like not one but couple of uh, things on coexistence. Couple of webinars are already there. I have done it on coexistence. So I was telling that whoever is having doubt on the coexistence can refer to those and then reach out to me or you separately, and we can share those details and even answer more detailed questions if required, right?
okay.
Yeah, so now custom app development. There are some questions on custom app development. VBCS, Apex, there are several tools available. I understand. Yes, there are several tools available. And each use case demands thorough evaluation of which tool is best suited. But as to start with, I will not say that is a thumb rule, but to start with, whenever you are thinking about a custom app development, think of it like this. If it is a custom application in itself and getting connected to Oracle applications. So like in my case, when we talked about the supplier and the invoice management system. So that was a altogether custom app development. A custom application was getting developed. So in that case, I prefer Apex. And whenever there is an extension to what Oracle screens are already available, then in that case, VBCS should be preferred. This is a very high level answer. I will say, do not take it as the only answer, and let us evaluate the use cases in detail. Can OIC be used to deliver multiple SaaS solutions, integrate multiple SaaS solutions? Yes, you can connect multiple SaaS applications, Oracle SaaS applications, non-Oracle SaaS applications. Multiple adapters are available. Go to OIC website, Oracle website, look at the list of adapters. You can connect all of them via OIC. GitHub, yes. EBS, yes. Yes. So some of the questions are like, at that time your voice is breaking, your audio is off. So this question on RP automation, maybe I will get back to you, Rajesh, to understand what is required here, what you are asking, and then I will try answering that in detail. Yeah. But in any kind of automation, to be generic, not getting into the details of a specific use case, any kind of automation that we want to do today, and we want to, uh, you know, uh, like create, OIC like can provide you like whatever kind of automation you need. Uh, and worst in worst case, let us say there's no pre-built adapter, then what do you do? Let us say, you have a tool or a system which is not falling in the list of pre-built adapters given by Oracle. Then what do? You have a REST adapter. Go ahead and use the REST adapter. You have a SOAP adapter. You have a agent connection available. Like there are multiple ways through which you can really go and connect two different systems. Like I use this phrase multiple times. The possibilities within OIC are like limitless. One way at one point of time it is a tool, but OIC has become so vast, and I have been working on this for last like all the time when when we're not even calling it OIC, from those days when JCS SX was also available in the market from that time frame. So, using OIC and being able to leverage the features of OIC is also a skill. It is not only how to use a tool, you have to understand the tool, understand its capabilities, and then use your skills to be able to do it, to be able to do it in a thorough way. All right. So, Jeremy, I think at a high level, I would have covered most of those. Like some of questions are like very specific. Maybe I will get back to them separately because that is like very specific question they're asking about their own system that I will answer separately to them. Okay, if you give
Okay.
me the list.
Yeah, I will send you a list of questions, and thank you so much for presenting today. Thank you to our attendees for being here. And once again, we really appreciate our partnership with Datavale. And I hope that everyone has a great rest of your day and weekend coming up. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks to everyone for attending.